But I think what I'm honestly going to do is, I'm just going to broadcast myself, which is what YouTube, I think's original slogan was when they were in infancy, and they were their infant stage before they were bought out by Google and just became this big business thing. When it was just a bunch of kids, and not kids, but people just having fun, uploading stuff, being able to share. Um, anyways, so here's where it is. I'm the kind of person who you either love me or you hate me. That's just, I know that's kind of a common saying, but for me it's really true, because I've had people look at me, just not even say hi, just look at me and straight up hate me, just not even like me. They have no reason, they just don't like me. I guess it's something in my aura. So that's going to be my gimmick, is, and my thing, my shtick is, I'm not doing it. The fact that I'm calling it a gimmick, um, is not because I want to be gimmicky. I don't want to say, yeah, this is what I do when I'm on camera. Ha 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 ha. No, it's not that. It's the fact that a lot of people do that. They have their personal self, they have who they are in their personal life. Then when they do something publicly, like if they're a business person or if they, hang out with their friends, like a lot of people, they change who they are and how they act and how they portray themselves. They change their faces, they change their masks, they change their facade, just because they're around a certain crowd. Me, I'm not like that. I'm literally just, you get what you get. What you might get might be something different every day, but I'm not changing how I am because I'm around a particular crowd. Oh, I'm hanging out with a bunch of, psychopathic people, some juggalos. I'm just going to sit here and, like, just be juggalo-y and whatnot, and say, man, whatever, because I have a few black friends, I'm not going to say, man, white man always trying to bring nigga down. Fuck that shit. I'm a thug. I'm ghetto. I'm a badass West Coast. No, fuck that. Just for real. For one, this kind of ties into everything. Is I'm the kind of person who, trying to gather my thoughts again because I got a little hyped, a little hyper, a little goofy. Um, what you see is what you get. And honestly, when it comes to the thug life, I think you guys are stupid. Don't get me wrong. I love having fun. Um, I think there are certain cultures and subcultures that are very interesting, and I wouldn't mind having. I have a very diverse personality, and I wouldn't mind having that be a part of my diversity, and show what that side of me is like. To see what that side of me is like when I get pants and I wear a belt and I sag it just a few inches, because these kids nowadays, oh, they'll sag it like all the way down to here, down like down their thigh. That's these are sweats. But even ICP said that in the 80s and the 90s, when they were growing up in the 70s or whatever, there were people who did it then too, but it wasn't like they sagged so far down. It was 1, 2, maybe 3 inches max. That was it. That was considered cool. Personally, I don't understand what is so cool about showing your chonies, your underwear, or whatever. Um, but people do it, and me, for the sake of style, okay. Again, if you have pants that basically don't fit you because you lost weight, but you like wearing those pants, or, it kind of looks good having baggy pants, there's a difference between buying, triple XL and you're an M, you're a medium, just so you get those baggy pants look, and just so you can hold your crotch where your belt is, you know. I don't know. I'm a very diverse person. I just personally think that and I had an interesting discussion with this, with a gentleman before. Um, I don't know if he wants his name mentioned publicly or whatnot, but have fun with that. I'll spare you guys the sound effects. But I'm sure you can tell. But going back before I tell that story, um, you know, I'm the kind of person who basically, like I said, what you see is what you get. And if I'll talk to you the same way that I talk to my brothers. You know, I have a few brothers, and we're all just goobers. We're just a bunch of goofballs, and we are very open-minded people, and we're just very openly spoken people too. So, you know, we'll talk about everything under the sun, no matter what it is, and we don't care what's going on when you call. You know, I know me and him are personally going to start doing YouTube videos together, so I don't know how much he really cares if I, you know, do a name drop, but my brother John, he basically, like, he'll do this. He'll answer the phone, and this is what he would have been doing. I'll hear that. So, yeah, that's what you might get with, you know, with me. Is it, you know, kosher? Meh. I don't know. I'll be honest. I do want to have manners in life. I have an argument with myself sometimes, quite literally, and with my Mrs. My girlfriend, fiance, because of how our relationship is, title kind of does get picking stuff off the ground. The title does kind of get thrown back and forth. And as of today, like, I think that was actually the last video I made, was I had like an hour-long video that I had to make, and let me know in the comments if you guys get dizzy or if it gets annoying, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but when I talk, I pace, you know, it helps me think or something like that, and when I'm on the phone, I might do pacing. Not necessarily in a circle, it's just the fact that I have, like, as you can tell, I got my kitchen. I'll do an angle. I got my kitchen, front room type area, then there's a corner, a hallway, and let's see if I can. Okay, you'll actually probably have to be in my house in order to get a better depiction of this, but okay, you know what, this is what we're going to do. Sound a little country. Here's my front door, okay? Here's my front door. This is, I'm going to put, the phone is literally on my face. I'm staring at the Apple icon. So I'm leaning against the door. See, I've literally got a touch in my nose. So here's my house. Here's my kitchen. We're going to walk this way. I know the place is a mess, but whatever. And this is basically, you know, the gist of the house. So hopefully we'll got a good view of that, you know, but yeah, so it's a very weird layout of an apartment. But yeah, so basically, you know, me and my girlfriend, love her to death. I feel she's my soulmate, but we've had enough issues to where before I met her, I struggled with homelessness. I did, you know, there was a lot of things that happened that I struggled with, and ultimately, in the short amount of time we've been together, she's already healed a lot of that stuff. I held a lot of the events in my life. I kept them in. I had a lot of pain that was held inside, and she helped heal those wounds and those scars. I had a lot of emotional, psychological, and mental scars. Now, to those of you who may not realize it, but there is a difference between psychological and mental. Even though they are kind of, in contents, very much the same or similar, but, like, you could have, you know, things that psychologically haunt you or whatever, but I don't know. I've always felt that your you know, is different than your mental state or your any mental wounds might be different. I don't know. To me, the words can be used in different contents and have different categories and meanings. So yeah, going back, basically, I'm talking for the sake of talking, as usual. I'll probably edit things out so that they sound more coherent later. Hopefully that doesn't become a constant thing. Hopefully after a while I can make things sound a little better. I just got too much going on in my head. I gotta let it all out. But yeah, I guess just to finish up what I was just saying, Raina has helped me with a lot of things emotionally, mentally, psychologically. Um, just overall, she's helped even keep me going. There are times, even in the past month, that I've gotten so low to where I straight up told her, because I'm an honest person. I'll tell you how it is. Whatever's on my mind will end up coming out of my mouth. But I told her like she was the only thing that was keeping me going. So, um, but it's just the fact that honestly, I do love her. I feel she's my soulmate. But she, in the short amount of time that we've been together, she's also caused a lot of pain and created new scars. Like, you can have emotional wounds, I feel, and emotional pain, but when something happens enough, like when we fight, she will actually call me names. It's very unnecessary and extremely hurtful. It's hurtful and it's painful. And she does this every single fight. She does. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because obviously the pain's still there. Um, she's called me a douche, an ass, a fucking douchebag. And I'm wording it exactly how she says it, so it's never I'm a douchebag. It's I'm either a douche or I'm a fucking douchebag. You're just a fucking douchebag. And honestly, they say I'm always curious of where the saying comes from, but they say that you always end up with your parents. Like, and maybe it's a subconscious thing, a psychological thing, where I'm going to push myself away from the desk a bit. Where basically you you're raised by your parents, you know how they act, and they are supposed to kind of teach you right from wrong, as well as relationship right and wrong. It's like, okay, son, or no, not son. It'll be like, okay, I'm a dad. I have a daughter. I'm going to teach her by example, and I'm going to act a certain way now that I'm a parent. Set the right example, and I'm going to try and subliminally, basically, teach her what kind of man she should be with. Which a lot of people they don't do that anymore. There's a lot of people that become parents because they don't know how to act. Like there's a lot of people again that thug life. It's like, yeah, that's my baby mama. Fucking baby mama bullshit. Um, which I'm sorry. I know that I was a sheltered child and everything. And maybe it's the fact that I was a kid and I was also a kid in the 90s, so a lot of things are different then. Like nowadays, it's a very common term to hear baby mama, baby daddy, at least in the Ohio area. I feel like I didn't hear it a lot when I was in California. Whatever. Anyways,